2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, NBA fans. Ernie Johnson here with you again, and we've got Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, and we're all amped up for this early season game. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, in comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground. Well, tonight we get to see one of the top point guards in the league, and Kyle Lowry. You know all about his ability to shoot and come up with big plays, but he also has a great basketball IQ, studies the game as much as anybody does.
No, he's a student of the game. He watches film, from what I hear, religiously all the time, trying to exploit the weaknesses of his opposition. He's fantastic with his court awareness. I love Kyle Lowry.
Do you watch a lot of film, Shaq?
I don't watch a lot of film, but I watch this guy. He's the second coming of Chris Paul.
Really?
He's developed into a leader and a coach on the floor.
Oh, that is very, very strong.
Yes. Best leader in basketball.
Kenny,
a friend
do you
of
watch
mine
a lot of
always says
films?
that.
I did watch a lot of film, you know.
These days, do you watch many films?
Yeah, I watch, I just saw a couple movies by Denzel Washington, a couple movies by, I watch a lot of film.
I never want to waste your time. My mind, so precious. It's yours, it's mine. And look at the time. My God, so precious. It's yours, it's mine.
It's an Eastern Conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. Only one game away from Chicago here. The Bulls will be back home for the next one. Upcoming part of their schedule is going to tell us a lot about this team, guys. They're facing a tough set of games on the road.
And an opportunity for them to even this thing up in terms of the season series. A team they'll see 4 times in all. A win here would boost their confidence in the matchup.
It would be a tremendous boost if they could find a way to snag a win here. They respect their opponent, which is why they are going to bring their A game.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, when DeMar DeRozan hit free agency in the summer of 2016, not only did he not meet with any other team than the Raptors, he didn't want to meet with any other team. He said, "I am Toronto. Outside of where I'm from, I represent this city harder than anybody. Toronto is all I've known. I came in at 19, and I've treated it like home ever since then." Kevin?
And DeRozan is so important to this Raptors team, DA. I'm sure they're glad he's sticking around for the long haul. Well, Smitty, we have a fantastic matchup between 2 of the top centers in the league right in front of us here. It's a throwback to an era of an earlier time when big men were dominant in this league.
Kevin, I remember those days when you just sat down, you wanted to see Shaq versus Ewing, Hakeem versus David Robinson. Those were fun. Yes, as a guard, we had matchups, but you know that was different. Those were the big men battling.
Yes.
I miss those days.
I do too. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So the Bulls 5 right now. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Levine is out there with Grant. And it's Pondexter in at the 3. And the rejection by Valanciunas. A floater. They retain possession. Here's Ibaka, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That breaks their string of misses. Now 1 for 5. You can feel their sense of relief.
On defense, the Raptors. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
You can bet that was their game plan from the get-go. Don't be shocked if they're aggressive again today as well.
Here's DeRozan after the made shot from Zach LaVine. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. Over LaVine. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. And here are the Bulls now, defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
But you have to give them credit for being aggressive. The problem is they played too much hero ball. You have to be willing to make the extra pass.
Bulls shooting their first free throw of the game right now. The free throw drops for Grant.
And it's great to see how the Raptors have energized the city of Toronto and the whole country of Canada, in my opinion. They have some passionate fans, and guess what? A new generation falling in love with the game.
Now, here's DeRozan. 26 points for him last game against Washington. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Miles. Count it. Miles has got his first 2 points of the night. Well, the Raptors with terrific attendance rates, and playoff games are a hot ticket, Steve.
Yes, they are. There hadn't been a lot of postseason action in Toronto. The baseball and hockey teams are not exactly lighting it up, but the Raptors have been a bright spot for sure.
And we talk about this a lot. Turnovers leading to transition points.
I love the anticipation right there for the pick. Then he wastes no time getting up court.
Here's Pondexter. Here's Markkanen. Rebounded by Valanciunas. It's Miles on the wing. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Toronto gets it back in a new 24. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Ibaka with a screen on Grant. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Kyle Lowry is so dangerous as a shooter. You have to respect the pump fake.
You know, Steve, he may not have come into the league as a big-time three-point shooter, but Kyle Lowry has made that a big part of his offensive game.
He has. He averages around 10 points a game from long distance. He's able to make shots off the catch and shoot, and he's comfortable off the dribble. That's huge at the point guard position nowadays.
The first free throw is good.
What I love about Kyle Lowry, he had trouble getting along with coaches early in his career, but made the change and has thrived ever since. Well, this Bulls team, the definition of mediocre last season, finished a 41-41 record. They decided it was time to trade away Jimmy Butler and go young.
Now here's Lopez. Pondexter kicks to Grant. To the paint. That's tipped. It's stolen by Valanciunas. It's Miles on the wing. And it's off from three-point range. And for the Bulls, some felt they didn't get enough back in return for Jimmy Butler from Minnesota. Smitty, what's your take on that?
Well, the Bulls got younger. They got some shooting, which they really needed. Ask me in a few years after we see how these young fellas develop.
Here's Lowry after the made shot from Zach LaVine. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Markkanen. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on DeRozan.
And Markkanen is a perfect candidate for that stretch 4. Outstanding at pulling the trigger from deep and not afraid to go inside and bang with the other bigs.
First free throw is good. And the Raptors very disruptive defensively. One of the best teams in the league, Steve, when it comes to steals and deflections and points off turnovers.
Yeah, they are very aggressive on-ball defensive team. You like the tenacity, but they have to control the fouls. Those have been a major hindrance on defense.
Now, here's Lowry. And in the game with Washington, he did not play well. Here's Ibaka. That one wide left.
And this is a guy that can get you stops, aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
Grant in the post, now recovering. LaVine for 3 from 12 feet out. No good from Grant.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Bobby Portis has checked in for Lopez. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Miles with a screen on Grant. To the middle. Here's Ibaka. Here's Valanciunas. Lays it up off the glass.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded for his effort.
Grant the pass to Portis. Back to Grant. On the wing, Levine. Markkanen sets the pick for Levine. 6 to shoot. Back to Grant. No good with the triple.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
The feed to Lowry. Here's Ibaka. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry.
Exactly what you want from that play. Get it to Serge where he can simply rise and fire.
Grant kicks to Levine. There's the pick. Pass to Portis. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Raptors.
And you can see how big a role the 3-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
Toronto leading by 3. Valanciunas with a screen on Grant. Screen by Ibaka. Levine against DeRozan. Chicago grabs the miss.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Some changes for Toronto. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Norman Powell subbed in for C.J. Miles. The Bulls also changing it up. Felicio's checked in for Markkanen. Mirotic comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Grant. Here's Toronto. It's a 3-point game. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. And that one, it didn't happen.
You know, it's not rocket science. When you're cold from the perimeter, you got to pound it inside and at least draw some fouls.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
Mirotic is not phased at all. Doesn't matter what you're throwing his way, he's going to top it.
Lowry kicks to Siakam. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's his first foul. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Shoots from the corner.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Portis. Passes it to Felicio. Kick out to Levine. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And Felicio is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Raptors leading by 3. Feeds it to DeRozan. Drops in the layup for 2. DeRozan's got 6.
Defensively, you hate to see DeRozan in the painted area. Shoots a high percentage from that area.
Bulls moving the ball around. Here's Holiday. The shot, no good. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's Powell. Mirotic grabs the miss. Bulls trail by 5. It's stolen by DeRozan. And here's the fast break. And the dunk by Powell.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
Chicago's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. The pass to Mirotic. Holiday, no one around him. Holiday with another miss. The Raptors shooting 40% here in the early stages. Outside DeRozan. Powell for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And last season, so many battles going on in the Chicago Bulls organization, Steve, and they weren't all on the court. Hoiberg was in a difficult place, but was given a vote of confidence for this season from that front office.
You know, it had to be hard for Hoiberg as he's had a lot of things working against him. The roster hasn't matched how he has envisioned this offense working. Then infighting with players and management has put him in a tough spot.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Look how assured Mirotic is, pulling the trigger immediately.
Raptors leading by 4. Outside Lowry. Shot off the screen. Not going to go that time, so the Bulls will take it the other way. 1:05 left to play in the first quarter. Levine kicks to Mirotic. Levine against Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you think back to just a few years ago when the Bulls were winning the East. That team, core of Rose, Noah, and Dang, had some tough luck not to make it to the finals with that group.
And so Levine nails both of them. And with those Rose-led Bulls teams from a few seasons back, it all went south so fast, but those teams were very tough to beat.
It just shows you how much can change in the NBA in a short span. Bulls are working hard to try to get back to that level. It hasn't been an easy road.
Now here's DeRozan. He has 6. Kept alive, Siakam. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Raptors lead by 4.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bean passes to Holiday. Mirotic against DeRozan. Levine for 3, but they recover it. And no good trying to get that one. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Toronto ahead. They're up by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he punts the ball, when you don't shoot, he's screaming you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, you say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
A fundamental part of basketball, taking advantage of guys who fail to block out.
Lowry out there with Powell. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's Pirtle. And it's Siakam in at the 4 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
The centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. Chicago shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Nogueira, he's checked in for Siakam. And it's C.J. Miles in for DeMar DeRozan. Hey, Steve, Mirotic came over to the NBA. He had an immediate impact and showed a lot of promise to grow. Unfortunately, he has been stagnant since his strong rookie season. Any idea why?
Miricic is just a bit of what you see, what you get kind of player. Not terribly consistent game to game or shot to shot. Can stretch the floor, but doesn't give you much else.
Now here's Miles after the miss from Jakob Poeltl. Dishes it to Lowry. He kicks it to Nogueira. In the corner, Powell with it. 6 on the shot clock. They set the pick over Holiday. That one a little long. Bulls trail by 3. Grant dishes to Miricic. Unloads from 13. No good that time. Good work defensively by Lowry. Fast break Toronto. Here's Powell. He gets that one.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for them.
They are winning the battle in transition. Look for them to keep pushing the tempo.
Now here is Holiday. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
Here's Holiday, trailing by 5. Here's Miricic, and he connects with the jumper. Miricic has got 7. Raptors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Now here's Powell. D right on him. Poeltl with the ball. He's picked up by Lopez. Lowry from outside. Here's Poeltl. Excellent D there from Holiday.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
Now the dish to Grant. Lopez left side. Kicks to Grant. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And Lopez gets it to go.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Pass to Miles. He dishes it to Powell. Here is Miles. He feeds it to Poeltl. Takes it from 10. That's tipped. Here's Felicio, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Well, and Steve, you were known for ball handling at 6'7". It seems like we're seeing more and more big players with that kind of skills. Antetokounmpo, Ben Simmons in Philadelphia as he begins to come back in his rehab. Of course, LeBron James. Why do you think that's the case? The taller guys handling the ball and with great success.
You know, Kevin, I think it's because now guys are not in the box. I don't think you have positions. It's positionless basketball. And guys want to be able to dribble the basketball, shoot the basketball, and they work on their game. I know kind of my era, the big guys just stay in the paint, the guards handle the basketball, and then kind of the 2 and the 3 were the only guys that did a lot of different things. But I think right now guys are learning the game from such a young age to be able to do it all, and that's the reason why we're seeing more triple doubles.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Here's Pondexter. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Grant. No good off the front iron.
And that can't happen. Listen, the wide open chip shot.
And the wide open shot from Miles. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 3rd assist on the night. The feed to Pondexter to the wing right side. Here's Felicio. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. The 11-footer. And the bucket is good from Lowry in deep. And now an 8-point Raptor lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Nogueira, the 7-footer out of Brazil, very long, Steve, and athletic.
He is a leaper. That makes him a threat around the rim on both ends. But on the defensive end, he has to learn not to bite on those pump fakes.
Portis, he's checked in for the Bulls. Now, here's Grant. He's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. Number 1, the Bulls.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. Their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second-chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
Knocked loose. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break, and it's slammed in by Holiday.
Yeah, well, I mean, once he gets the ball, it's just off to the races.
And you have to like the punctuation at the end of it. Great individual play.
Now, here's Lowry. He's got 7, pass to Powell. And Valanciunas kicks to Powell. Ibaka with a screen on Holiday. Ibaka outside. Tips it up and staying with the play. Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his second basket of the night.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Grant the pass to Holiday. They set the pick. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Holiday's got 5 points now this quarter.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Love the flush there from Valanciunas, leaving no doubt on that play.
Grant the pass to Portis. Lowry against Grant. Here's Holiday. Here's Portis. Grant outside. Screen by Grant. Passes it to Pondexter. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Valanciunas, he's got that long wingspan. You saw it right there on that play.
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Markkanen. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Lowry dishes to Miles. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Portis, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
That could be a game changer. That jam just sent shockwaves through the arena.
And the Raptors with the ball. 3-point lead. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Feeds it to Powell. Stolen by Holiday. Ball's knocked loose. Out to the right wing. Back to Grant. Yep, it counts. And now just a 1-point Toronto lead. Toronto's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Lowry against Grant. The drive by Lowry. A wide open look here for Ibaka. The 3-pointer no good.
I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
Here's Holiday. Chance there to take the lead, missing. The Raptors have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. With some arc and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. You know, Smitty, you love the grit of Kyle Lowry. 6'0", but he holds his ground.
A hard-nosed defender. He puts his body on the line all the time. You see him taking a lot of charges. Great quickness, too, and anticipation to rack up a lot of steals.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry.
Well, one reason this Bulls team had such a tough time getting easy wins last year, it was their shooting. Second lowest made threes in the league. Just didn't have the personnel to make it happen.
Siakam is checked in for the Raptors. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Norman Powell. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Zach LaVine comes in for Grant. Now here's LaVine. He's got 6. Markkanen passes to Portis. And the officials call a traveling violation.
All right, a chance here to check out Kyle Lowry. Coming off a terrific season, 10th in assists, and with that effortless stroke, he climbed all the way to the top 15 in three-point percentage.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists, just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Bulls making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. There's the screen. Screen by Valanciunas. LaVine against Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pulls up. No good off the back of the rim. And for the Bulls and their poor shooting, had to trade some shooters mid-season as well. In fact, Smitty ended with the lowest effective field goal percentage in the NBA.
Not having shooters, that will do that to you. Overall, had a bottom 10 rated offense. For the offense they want to run, they are going to need better threats outside.
Miles with the screen on LaVine. Lowry dishes to Miles. And here's DeRozan. Shoots over Pondexter, and that'll do it for the first half. Game time. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them. The strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on the Bulls.
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back to On 2K. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Mirotic really making a difference here.
I'll tell you, the scoring he gave them in the first half really made the difference.
Credit his teammates recognizing the hot hand.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Bulls shooting well. They're at 45%. Tipping off the second half. Here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Grant is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Pondexter in at small forward. Now here's Miles. Jaren Grant missing his last shot. And Miles kicks to Lowry. There's the pass to Valanciunas. Dishes to Ibaka. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
It looked like a total breakdown to me there. He exploited that hole perfectly and made them pay.
Stolen by Grant. Here's Pondexter. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Pondexter's got it all tied up now for the Bulls. The Raptors shooting around 40% from the floor here. DeRozan passes to Ibaka. Back to DeRozan. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry from outside. Hits it from three-point range. Lowry's got 12 points in the game.
Lowry gets more and more comfortable launching threes the longer he's in the league.
And it's Grant in the corner. Back to LaVine. He kicks it to Markkanen. Grant gets a wide open look. And the Bulls another three. And after the Raptors were swept in the 2017 conference semifinals, do you guys get the sense that Coach Dwayne Casey's on the hot seat?
You know, I don't think so. I think Casey already survived a changing of the guard in the front office. He doesn't feel the pressure to keep his job, just the pressure to do his job, putting his players in the best position to compete.
Inside, here's Lowry. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Lowry's got 5 points now in the quarter.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
The dish to Markkanen. Grant down low. Lowry covering. Back to Grant. Shot clock at 6. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And versatility never in more demand, Steve, than right now. You think we're seeing more versatile players in the league now than ever before?
Yeah, we are. I mean, I think top of the list is you start off with LeBron James. Then you have players like now Russell Westbrook, guys being able to collect triple doubles. Giannis, the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo is unbelievable because I think by the time the end of his career, he'll be able to play the 5 for our size and 1 because of his skill set. Versatility in this league is a premium right now.
Well, last season there seemed to be a disjoint between the Bulls players and the coaching staff in the front office. Made for a lot of off-the-court distraction, it seemed like, Smitty, and took the wind out of their sails.
You're right. There were a lot of rumors and accusations going around as to why there was a rift. I can tell you this, when things are that sour, it is hard to focus on basketball. Hopefully the Bulls can put that behind them.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
LaVine can't hit.
Ooh, that's the one when you watch the film back, he's going to cringe. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Miles dishes to Valanciunas. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Toronto making a change here. Hurdle's checked in. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. DeRozan gets the bucket.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now, here's Grant. He's got 10. Markkanen kicks to Lopez. Lowry with the ball. He dishes it to Pirtle. Ibaka outside. Raptors moving the ball around. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Screened by Ibaka. Lowry can't get it to go. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Markkanen. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Markkanen's got his second bucket of the night.
And the shooting mechanics that Markkanen has are just phenomenal. His form, the release point, everything, it looks good every time it leaves his hands.
And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it.
Oh, wow.
Watch your head.
That's a beautiful jam.
The creativity, extreme athleticism. You see why Zach's won the dunk contest multiple times.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Now, here's Miles. He's got 5. Birtle sets the pick for Miles. Back to Lowry. Screened by Ibaka. Lowry passes to Ibaka. And the shot falls short this time.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
For 3, Levine. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Inside, Birtle. It's blocked.
And how about Markkanen using his size and reach on defense? Great timing in terms of being able to get up and block shots.
And what it looks like now, guys, their confidence is growing, and so is this lead.
But they can't just sit back and enjoy it. They need to keep up the momentum.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Now, one thing about DeMar DeRozan, he lives in the gym.
I mean, people talk about that he's always working on his game. They talk about him in the offseason being in the lab with all different type of trainers. And the results, they speak for themselves.
And he makes the first.
What you get with DeRozan possesses the prototypical frame for an NBA wing that helps him get to the line with frequency.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Nogueira, he's checked in for Ibaka. Pascal Siakam comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's Powell in for Kyle Lowry. Chicago also making some changes. Felicio's checked in for Lopez. Iritic comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jaren Grant. Levine can't hit. Raptors trail by 5. Here's DeRozan. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now, here's Markkanen. He's got 8. They set the screen. Here's Holiday. Makes it off the glass. Holiday's got the lead up to 7 now for Chicago.
You've got to give a ton of credit to the screener. That play easily opened up the easy layup for his teammate.
Powell with it. Now defended by Levine. Pass to Siakam. Back to Powell. Goes up to the stripe. Here's Pirtle. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
Super focused. Pirtle taking the hit well and cashing in on a quality and 1 opportunity.
Chicago making a switch here. Portis is checked in.
Well, his sophomore season at Utah, Jakob Pirtle led the Pac-12 in field goal percentage at over 68%. Once he developed his left hand, defenders couldn't do anything to stop him.
Levine kicks to Mirotic. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Hey, Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. 5th best, DeMar DeRozan.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, we couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me, we're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be. Kevin?
And DA, depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. The Raptors have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
And the first one drops. And Steve Pirtle was a dominant low-post scorer in college. Can he replicate that, you think, in the NBA?
You know, I think it's going to be hard. Post offense is losing favor in this NBA. You love a big man with soft hands and the ability to finish around the basket, but he has to develop some kind of jump shot.
Now here's Levine. He's got 11. Mirotic inside. Stripped it away. Now here's DeRozan. 12 points for him. Siakam passes to Powell. Up top, DeRozan. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting. That ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
And it's tied up with that one. And DeMar DeRozan always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork helped this guy live at the line.
The free throw drops for Powell.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And he can't hit the second. And it seems these players are getting more and more athletic, Steve. So much of that is modern conditioning, core strength, off-season workouts, things that probably didn't happen when you were playing, but just because of science have developed now. What did you do that helped you out the most, and maybe some things you wish you had done?
Well, you look at my body, Kevin, yes, it didn't help me. I was this skinny rail guy. We had a bench press, and we squatted. But guys right now are having more talking about core strength, yoga, Pilates. I mean, they're doing so much that is totally different. I wish I would have been a guy who spent more time on his body versus my game, because it means a lot to be able to have that core strength. But I didn't think beach muscles, you really needed it to play the game of basketball. Guys right now, it's their entire body, and it's also their entire way they recover from games of basketball. And I think that's what I wish I'd have worked on better.
That word you just said, recover. The recovery process, I think, is even more scientifically advanced now than it was when you played, correct?
Yes. Kevin, example for me, I just iced my knees. Guys now have hyperbaric chambers that they use, and a lot of guys have them in their homes. Boy, he reads the defense well, makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
Levine dishes to Holiday. On the wing, Levine, guarded by Powell. And Levine, here we go. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Levine's got 13.
Right there, the burst of Zach LaVine. Once he gets a step on you, it's hard to catch up.
From the line, and again, DeMar DeRozan. And the Raptors lead by 2.
Yeah, what a quarter for him. Firing on all cylinders, putting this team in a good place.
Outside, Levine. Kicks it to Mirotic. 5 on the clock. Knocked away. Nogueira with the steal. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
That could be a game changer. That jam just sent shockwaves through the arena.
And so it's DeMar DeRozan making highlights for the Toronto Raptors. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. Back right after this. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Make them feel us now, all right? We got to guard them, all right? We test everything. They're rebound. All 5 of you guys get in there and rebound that thing, all right?
Words of Fred Hoiberg moments ago asking for a full commitment to defense and rebounding. We'll see if he can get it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves offense. It's that shiny sports car, you know, but you have to do those other things to perform well consistently.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Lowry and DeRozan are the 1 and the 2. They create so much offense. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Nogueira, and it's Siakam in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Levine for 3, and it's Toronto with the rebound. Screen by Valanciunas. Now here's DeRozan. D right on him. Shoots over Pondexter, and the basket by DeRozan. DeRozan's got 14 points here in the second half.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Levine kicks to Mirotic. Off target with his 3.
In this second half, the defense have been baiting him to shoot the 3, and we're seeing why.
And there's the feed to DeRozan. Down low, and it's Valanciunas that time on the assist from DeRozan. DeRozan's got 3 assists in the game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
They set the pick. Here's Levine, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Lowry against Levine. Valanciunas. Lopez with the block.
And that is the length of Robin Lopez on display.
Levine passes to Mirotic. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Now running, here comes Lowry pushing the ball up. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls.
He's 6'5", but he has elite athleticism. Levine with the size to compete on the interior.
And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And Kevin, still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injuries. LaVine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
Raptors with a fresh shot clock. Here's DeRozan from deep miles. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Lowry against Grant. Right side Levine. He feeds it to Pondexter. Pass to Grant. Lopez a screen. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Grant.
Lopez knows how to make himself as wide as possible and bury the defender with a screen.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. Over Levine. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Bulls trail by 7. Here's Grant. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
I love how he's been more patient in this second half, shooting only the shots he feels he can make.
Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Ibaka right side. On the wing, DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. The 8-footer. And the shot is long.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yep, trying to shoot himself back into this. Regain some confidence first.
Here's Levine, and he converts the layup. Now it's just a 3-point Raptor lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Lowry with the ball. Now defended by Grant. Screened by Ibaka. Lowry from outside, and it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
All about converting your opportunities. He just hit his 2nd 3 of this half, 3rd of the night.
Grant the pass to Lopez. by Steve from Valanciunas.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Lowry kicks to Miles. And the officials call a traveling violation. So it's Chicago now. Now Grant passes it to Markkanen. Outside Levine. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
And they'll keep possession. DeRozan, that's good.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from Valanciunas. And now a 10-point Raptor lead. Chicago calls timeout. And Valanciunas, far from a finished product, Steve. His coaches and teammates feel he will get better. But in your opinion, where does he need to improve?
I think on a defensive end, he does a nice job of blocking shots, but I would love to see him in rotations, being able to be there a little bit earlier. And then on the offensive end, extend his range a little bit more and also have somewhat of a go-to move down on the low block.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, guys. Well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He told them that for now, they have to back off of the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high-percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Toronto working the ball around now. Makes it off the glass. DeRozan's got 18 points now here in the second half.
Look how comfortable he is today shooting the basketball. You can tell DeRozan is feeling it.
Grant dishes to Markkanen, and Markkanen throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Raptors leading by 10. Here's DeRozan, outside Lowry. Good, and it's DeRozan picking up the assist. That's now 22 points for Kyle Lowry. Well, Chicago's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Levine against DeRozan. In the corner, it's Pondexter. Stolen by Miles. And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It goes on Jaren Grant. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
And that one drops for him. Lowry's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
In this second half, it's been a disappointing turn of events for them defensively. The focus, the intensity, just not there.
Chicago calls timeout, and replay review now commonplace. In the interest of speeding up those reviews, Steve, the league last season allowing officials at the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey to make the call. You like that decision?
You know I do, but I think sometimes finding a way to speed it up, and I think there's some way where you can have a referee right there on site also can be able to get a chance to see the play, because sometimes technology doesn't get back from Secaucus back to the game. If some kind of way, the middleman, if he's there in his obvious play, that could cut the time, you know, because right now sometimes it's taking a long time.
As long as they get it right, correct? How they do it, who cares? As long as they get the call right, though, to me is the most important. How about you?
I do love that, Kevin, but I think sometimes, you know, human error is a part of basketball. The refs can't be perfect. And so sometimes if they're a bad call, it's just a bad call. You got to live with it.
Bulls trail by 16. Grant kicks to Levine. Screen by Grant. Markkanen passes to Lopez. Markkanen in the corner. No good on the triple.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon.
And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
Grant, that's good.
That's nice patience by Zach LaVine, finding the open man, not trying to do it all himself.
There's the screen. Down low. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
And right there, a little miscommunication on that pass.
And so here is Chicago. Right wing. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now Lowry running the floor all by himself. Finished off the break. Lowry's got 12 now in this quarter.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
Yes, and you're watching. Even this late in the game, they're still making plays. You got to love watching it.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Inside. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Bulls trail by 16.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Raptors.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for DeMar DeRozan.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
I love the technique he uses, leveraging his position down low, then just using sheer size to snatch the rebound.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together. How are you encouraging and fostering that sense of all of you being together and playing well?
We're just making everybody comfortable. We're making each and everybody on this team comfortable. If it's jump shots, if it's attacking the basket, you know, even if it's on the defensive end, you know, we're just giving each other confidence every time we practice.
And it sure looks like it out there tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.